What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? What's up, sports fans? It's Sean Patrick here with you guys. And NFL Week 1 is in the books, and I did awesome Week 1. 3-1 in my 4 picks against the spread. So, awesome week. I really did it, knocked it out of the park. Can't ask for anything more. Week 2, I'm going to plan on keeping that going. First game I'm going to start you guys off with is the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Cleveland Browns. Last week, I personally watched the Eagles-Browns game, the full game, and Brandon Weeden looked terrible. I mean, he looked like the worst quarterback I may have ever seen. He missed wide-open targets, which, I mean, really the Browns should have had 2 or 3 touchdowns. He just missed wide-open guys. He threw 4 interceptions. His quarterback rating was like a 5. I mean, the guy was awful. And, the Eagles' offense really shot themselves in the foot. I mean, they had over, I think it was 400 total, offensive yards. I mean, if it wasn't for the turnovers, they do a lot better. So Cincinnati, I know they got blown out last week as well, but I'm not worried about that. I think Cincinnati is going to come back strong here. They have a pretty decent defense. I mean, I know the Ravens did a number on them, scoring over 40 points, but a lot of that was defensive touchdowns as well that the Ravens had scored. I believe they scored 1 or 2 of them. But in any case, Cincinnati this week is -7 versus Cleveland. Take Cincinnati. The second game I'm going to give you guys is San Diego -6 over Tennessee. I think San Diego is going to do pretty big things this year. I think they're going to be a pretty solid team. Tennessee, on the other hand, looked awful. Chris Johnson only had about 4 or 5 yards, I think it was, last week rushing. Didn't look good at all. Jake Locker got hurt. I'm not sure what his status is, if he's going to play or not, but really that's irrelevant. I think San Diego is a much better team than Tennessee, and I expect San Diego to cover -6 pretty easily. Now, last year, if you watched our videos, you saw me time and time again explain to you guys that sometimes a line comes out that just doesn't make any sense. This week is one of them situations. You've got the Baltimore Ravens, who just blew out the Bengals and scored 44 points, I believe it was, playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who just had a rough game with the Cleveland Browns. And even though the Browns quarterback threw 4 interceptions and couldn't do anything, offensively, even though he had guys open, he would just completely miss them. The Eagles barely won that game. It took a last-second drive, and it took an interception off the hands of the Browns player that could have sealed the game, and they wouldn't have even won. But this week, you have the Ravens +1 over the Eagles. That's right, the Eagles are favored over the Ravens. And to me, it's a game when I first saw it, I said, oh my God, you need to go out and take all your money out of the bank to put it on this game. I mean, and put it all on the Ravens. It doesn't make any sense to me. But every time I see a line like that, when the game does not make sense at all to me, it doesn't add up, I go with the other team because obviously there's something there. There's something to it. So this week I'm going to go with Philadelphia -1, simply for that fact, and it tends to work out. So take Philadelphia this week -1. Finally, my lock of the week, we have the Dallas Cowboys -3 going against the Seattle Seahawks. Last week the Seahawks lost the game to the Arizona Cardinals, who are not a very good team, and they also lost John Skelton, who I think is much better than Kevin Kolb. I think Kevin Kolb stinks, even though he led them to victory last week. Also, Dallas' offense is pretty good, and I think they'll put up some numbers. I know the Seahawks have a pretty solid D, but I still expect the Cowboys to put up some decent numbers on them. So my lock of the week, Dallas Cowboys, -3. All right, so now let's send it over to Billy B with his picks.
All right, guys. Sean P gave you his picks for week 2. I'm going to give you mine right now. Went 2-2 last week. Got to build on that. Want to give you a better week. I'm going to start you out. Patriots -13.5 at home against the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals can keep up with the Patriots offense. And now their defense is looking good. Week 1 they stepped up against the Titans, stopped their offense. I think they're going to do the same with the Cardinals. I don't think John Skelton's going to be playing, so they have to look to Kevin Kolb to work the Cardinals offense. I don't think he's going to be able to score points. So I'm going to take the Patriots -13.5. Take them. My next pick, the Texans, -9 against the Jaguars. Texans, over my lock of the week last week, they hooked me up with the W. I'm going to take them again this week. They started out slow in the first quarter. They picked it up. I think they're going to start off in the first quarter this week. Big W. My next pick, I'm going to take my team, the Denver Broncos, and the Atlanta Falcons over 51. Both teams like to utilize the no-huddle offense. They're both high-powered. Broncos got a good offense against Pittsburgh. They scored 31 points. Atlanta, we know their weapons, Julio Jones, Roddy White. They're going to score a lot of points in that game on Monday night. Look for it. Take them. And for my lock of the week, the Redskins -3 against the Rams. Now, I hope it's not an overreaction to this Week 1 game against the Saints. Mike Shanahan, this is his third year under his tenure as the head coach here. He's got them looking good on offense and defense. RG3 looks like he's the real deal there, so hopefully they don't let me down here for the lock of the week. Redskins -3. Take them. All right, so there you have it. There's our picks for Week 2. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments below, your picks, your locks of the week for Week 2. And as always, we'll see you next week, Week 3.